Hi everyone, this look is called Plum Paradise. It's just something that I did one day when I was doing makeup and I wanted it to kind of match what I was wearing. For starters, I'm going to be using MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I'm just using this as my base. I skipped the whole primer, I don't really need it when I use this. But I'm applying it all over my eye, up to my brow bone, and also along my lower lash line. The next color that I'm going to be using is from a Wet n Wild Color Icon palette, and it's the Lust palette. Now this color here, it's a very light neutral shade that has a bit of like a small glitter particles in it. But I'm just taking my Face Secrets Shadow Blender brush and I am packing on the color onto my lid, and I'm making sure to stay specifically on my lid and to not go any higher than my socket on my eye. I'm also going to go through and just soften out the edges just a bit. Again, we're using the same palette, and we're pretty much going to be using the same palette the whole video. But I just took my Revlon Contour shader brush, um, and applied the light pink color that's right next to the first color, right above my crease, right where I stopped with the first color. This step is kind of optional. I didn't really know where I was going when I first started this look. I just was doing my makeup one day and decided I would record me doing the makeup so I could make it into tutorial. For this step, I used an angled shadow brush, and I got it from Crown Brushes. It's a smaller brush, so if you want to try and use the MAC 275, it may not work out as well. This brush is actually much more stiffer than the MAC 275 and is also a bit smaller, so it was really easy for me to use it to kind of draw a line. I was wanting to do a cut crease look, didn't really turn out that way, but I still like the way it turned out a little bit, so yeah. All I'm doing is I'm taking the color that I pointed out earlier in the picture, and I'm just getting some of the color on the angled shadow brush and basically drawing in a line right along my socket line, and right, or where my crease would be if I had a more defined crease. And then I'm taking the contour shadow brush from Revlon, and I'm basically blending the color upwards towards my brow bone. Now, if you find that you need more color as you're doing this, you can go ahead and pick up more color with your contour brush, and then just, keep blending it upwards until you find the desired effect that you're looking for, until you go as high as you feel comfortable with, and until it is well blended out. The next two steps, the next two colors that I used, in this step, both of the colors are basically just to define the crease a bit more. So I used the darker color on the left hand side first, and again I used the same angled fluff brush from Crown Brush, and did the same thing. I just traced along where my socket line, or where my crease would be if I had a more defined crease, and using that brush I just blended it upwards, and I used a very, very light hand. I didn't want it to be too much darker um, than what I was really looking for. And because I wanted a bit of sparkle, I took the color that was over on the right hand side on the bottom and did the same thing and blended it up. This color kind of reminds me of Beauty Marked because it's a dark black color with maroon glitter particles in it. So if you have Beauty Mark, this color may work well for you if you don't, want to go out and get the Wet n Wild palette. But once you get it all blended, as you can see, I lost a bit of the purple color because of the darker colors that I put on. So once you have your crease as dark as you'd like it to be, then you can go through with your Revlon Contour Shadow Brush and take that purple color again and just apply it right over the two darker colors that are in your crease. That way you still have that purple pop from the color, but you have the definition from the darker colors that still goes into your crease. For my highlight, I used the first color that we started with, and I just applied it underneath my eyebrow, right along my brow bone, and blended it downwards in with the purple colors that are down below. Now, because the upper half of my eye was so dramatic, I wanted to make the bottom part of my eye not stand out as much. So I used LA Colors 5 Metallic eyeshadow palette in Wine and Roses, and I used the middle color, and I just applied it along my lower lash line about halfway in, maybe a little bit more than halfway, and this just it kind of added a bit of color that still somewhat matched the upper lid, and gave a hint of sparkle to the lower lash line. Then on the inner part of my lower lash line, I used the second color from the same LA Colors palette, and then I just blended it all across my lower lash line. Nothing too hard. For both of these steps for the lower lash line, I use my MAC 231 brush. If you have a smaller pencil brush, or a smudger brush, that'll work just fine. You don't have to have the 231 brush. It's just my brush of preference for my lower lash line. You can grab your favorite, you can grab your favorite black eyeliner for lining your upper lash line. I used MAC Black Track Fluid Line. It's not necessarily my favorite, but for the winged effect that I was going for, that's why I used it. If you want to use a felt tip liner because you find it may be easier for you to use to get that clearly defined wing, then by all means go for it and, knock yourself out. If you haven't done so already, you can apply the rest of your makeup. I prefer to apply my foundation and concealer after I've done my eyeshadow only because I can tend to get fallout from my eyeshadow. So I don't want to have to go through and retouch up my foundation, you know, after I've already done it because of some fallout from my eyeshadow. So I just wait until I do my eye makeup. It's really just a personal preference though. There is no right or wrong way. Um, to do your foundation if you prefer to do it before you do your makeup. Everybody has their own personal preference. So for my eyebrows, I used Espresso eyeshadow by MAC. And the mascara I'm using is Makeup Forever's Smoky Lash Mascara. I got this mascara because Pixie Woo, I believe it's Nick of Pixie Woo, um, loves smoky lash mascara, so I decided to try it out, and it actually is very, very good. A very good mascara. I do find that it flakes a bit though, so the longer you wear it, the more it'll flake on your face, towards the end of the day. So that may be something that might turn you off from using Smoky Lash Mascara by Makeup Forever. For my lips, I just lined them with Subculture Lip Liner by MAC, and then applied Hard Candy uh, Plexiglass Glossy Lip Shine in Nude. If you like really glossy stuff, I recommend the Hard Candy glosses. So, yeah, that's the look. I hope you guys like it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.